Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's Tarot and Astro Predictions for the month of June. And that will be for the 12 zodiac signs. So we're going to do a short intro explaining what the month of June is all about. And I'm very, very excited about the month of June. This is the month of Jupiter in a nutshell. So Jupiter brings blessings, lucky events. Jupiter will change sign, and we're going to have both a full moon and a new moon activating that brand new energy of Jupiter. So I'm super excited, as you can see. How are you, Sophie?
Knowing that, say no more. I'm on board with June. I love it. Bring Jupiter energy wherever you want it in the year. I love it. So, and plus here we do start to have nice weather. So this is absolutely a winning combination. I love it.
Yeah, and also this will be the summer solstice, as you briefly mentioned. So lots of beautiful energy, although we will have a Jupiter-Saturn square. So a little bit of tension. We're going to talk about that for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So do watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and even you can look at your moon sign if you know it. So we're going to talk briefly about the main energies. I'll show you the calendar, the important dates. Then we're going to announce our giveaway winner of the community that's celebrating their birthday in the month of June. And then we will go ahead with the 12 signs, and you'll see the timestamps are down below. But do watch the introduction because I think it will pertain to everybody. Okay, let's start with the important dates, and then Sophie, we're going to do a general card pull. Okay. Let's start. So yes, June 9 is a very, very important date. So Jupiter will change sign. It will enter the sign of Cancer. Although it will make some tense aspects for about 1 month while it enters the sign of Cancer, I think we will start feeling like a brand new energy of expansion, luck, because Jupiter was previously in the sign of Gemini. And it's not a place where, and it's not a sign where Jupiter really likes to be. It doesn't really express its full qualities in the sign of Gemini because it rules the opposite sign. So in the sign of Cancer, it is exalted in the sign of Cancer. So it means that Jupiter brings its most beautiful qualities in the sign of Cancer. It likes security, it likes expansion, it likes familiarity to a degree, but also I feel like we're going to be choosing our next adventure in the month of June. So although life will challenge us a little bit into like, are you sure this is where you want to go? But I think it's going to be very, very inspiring, and we're going to feel a lot more optimism during the month of June. So June 9th, this is where it all starts with Jupiter entering Cancer, and then we're going to have a full moon on the 11th in the sign of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius of course, is the sign ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter will be opposite of this full moon. So it is a beautiful full moon, as you can see here. I put a little star there on the astro calendar. And then on the 20th, it's going to be Cancer season. And it's going to be also the summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. And on the 25th, we're going to have a new moon in Cancer conjunct to Jupiter. So Jupiter bringing its full blessings there. So as you can see, although we on the 15th, we have the Jupiter-Saturn square going exact, I think it will be a month full of renewed hope. So I'm very excited to share that with you. And Sophie, can we look at the cards to see the general energies for all the 12 signs?
Yes, that sounds just really, really good. So
yeah, I feel like we've had like a bumpy beginning of the year so far, and I feel like June is like finally we can breathe, finally we can start like thinking about the future, expansion of projects, of hope. So I feel very positive about it.
Yeah, I remember having an astrologer telling me like in the past few months that everything will unblock and the project are starting in that month, and it seemed far when you start the year, but now we're there. So this is
we made it. So if you're listening, you made it too. Congrats.
We have the card of Essence, and we have, let's see with the tarot cards where that leads us for the month of June. We have the 7 of Swords, and we have 4 of Cups, and we have 5 of Wands. I think that for those of you who are doing the work, this is going to be something that you're going to feel more authentic. You're going to, because we have that essence card. I think you're going to stop putting a front. And in that month, the energy is going to be more in this, I don't want to play a game. I don't want to put a front. I want to be authentic. I want to, just like this little fish, we want to go with the flow. We want to be with the natural rhythm of what we want, what we need. And those who are not doing the work are going to see that they are still pretty much going to stay in the energy of the past few months, where they're going to continue this change and lessons, because we have a lot of resistance to the authenticity. Universe is really trying to go in that sense, in that you do you, and you need to know where you want to go, what you want to create, who you want to become. And those who are not aligned with this are going to struggle, and life is going to just put them in those scenarios with lessons to go in that direction. But for those of us who have done the work, it's just going to become a little less possible even to keep the same coping mechanisms, the same kind of a game, and anything else that is preventing you from going into your true essence.
It's so crazy because it's exactly how I was seeing like this energy of Jupiter, and especially the Jupiter Saturn square, like being a sort of a test of integrity by the universe. It's like the universe really wants you to express like the full light that's emanating from your soul. And that's also called your authenticity and your integrity. And it's like forcing you to make sometimes hard decisions in order to align with that sense of integrity, which is also the Saturn Jupiter square. Jupiter is all about like, who are you deep down, like your sense of faith, having faith in the universe, but also like being true to yourself. So I feel like you're 100% on the ball with that reading. And I feel like this is the overarching energy that we're all going to feel during June. And thank you for sharing that. I think this is a really important piece of advice for all of us. So of course, like it can be experienced very differently from person to person, depending on where you're at on your own journey.
Oh, I don't hear you anymore. While you do that, I think I also see that you're going to be able to have opportunities. Yeah, now you're back.
I got it. I have a new mic, and when I touch it, it mutes itself. So I always forget. Sorry.
So I think it's going to, because you said that some people are going to have it in different ways. I think it can show up as opportunities showing up in your life. And it could be like your mission for some people, because that's the year about being in your soul mission, being activated. It could be also your dreams, something that is putting you in a very vulnerable state because you dreamed about something for a long time can show up. And it's up to you to see, am I following my true essence, or am I still like not thinking that I'm worth it, or not ready, or following what others want from me, or things like that.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Without further ado, we're going to announce our giveaway winner from the community. So every month we are celebrating one of you community members on the Maison Jupiter Community, which is free to join. That is celebrating their birthday. So I make a little post every month. So you just need to reply to that post. And it is a free community to join. So join us over there. The link will be down below. And so this month we are celebrating the Geminis and the Cancer Sun, who are celebrating their month, their solar return during the month of June. And the winner will be, drum roll, Linda Jordan. So congrats, Linda. She says, my 71st birthday is the 17th of June, and I am basically starting again. A new life in a new country as home, following my many passions through empowerment and healing of self as part of my soul purpose. So a very, very happy solar return to you, Linda. Congrats, and you are winning a pre-recorded consultation, a 30-minute pre-recorded consultation with Sophie, where you get to ask all your questions. So send us an email, either email or through the community, and I'll make sure to book that with you and to register your questions so that Sophie can answer them. And for all of you watching, if you'd like to book your one-on-one consultation, you can do it right now. The link is down below, and you're going to be able to choose the time and date of your choice. If you are choosing a live reading, so we have the 1 hour tarot reading or the 1 hour past live reading with Sophie. And of course, we have the new one, which is the 30-minute pre-recorded tarot reading. So there will be a box where you can ask any question that you'd like Sophie to answer with the cards. And that comes delivered as a private video through email that you get to watch and rewatch anytime you'd like. For all of those, we have a 10% off discount. So please do enter Jupiter as your discount code at checkout. The link is down below for all of this. So thank you, Sophie, for providing us with so much wisdom, because I am personally a lifetime fan of your work. And every time I have questions, I do ask them to Sophie, and she's great. I have to say, the best.
Yeah. Thank you. So sweet.
I might be a little biased, but you know, I'm also your sister. So I have this very, very big chance. All right. Are we ready to go, Sophie?
I think we are.
Okay. So let's start with our first one. As usual, we're going to start with Aries. So Aries, sun, moon, or rising. Let me just adjust my mic to make sure that you guys are hearing me well. All right. So for Aries, we're going to talk about, first of all, Jupiter entering the sign of Cancer. So that's going to be for everybody. And that's huge blessings for about 1 year, because Jupiter stays in one sign for about 1 year. But for you, Aries, it's going to activate your 4th house. So Jupiter will be transiting into your 4th house of home and family, bringing expansion and blessings there. So you can also see expansion in your home projects, in your personal life, in your family plans. Some Aries could be expanding their home, renovating, even buying property, because Jupiter is also a planet of investment. And I feel like, on a general sense, a lot of Aries are going to become more social. I think you're going to have a much more active social life and personal life, because the 4th house is also what you do in your personal time. So a lot of Aries could be hosting, inviting people at home, and yeah, becoming a lot more social in your personal time, and enjoying the company of people who share who are like-minded in their interests. Also, you could be hosting travelers. Maybe you have some family members that are living abroad that you're going to be hosting during that year. And I feel also that a lot of Aries, I was going to say Harrys for some reason. A lot of Aries will travel or even move abroad for some of you, because Jupiter is the planet of travel, and you have that in your 4th house, which is your place of living. So a lot of you might be sort of nomads, or you might go from place to place for a temporarily moment. So I feel like you're going to be called to move a little bit more, or at least to open up your horizons. For some Aries, it could also be that your family is getting bigger. Either you're having children, or some family members are adding to their family. It can also be pets, of course. It doesn't need to be children. And on a more spiritual level, I feel like a lot of Aries are going to start either to teach or to study from home, because the 4th house is what you do in your personal leisure time, also at home. And I feel like you're going to try to add a few things that are going to make you feel more security at home. And also, I feel like Jupiter, generally speaking, is going to have a lot of blessings coming to you in terms of personal projects, in terms of family, of home. I feel like you're going to feel very comfortable, very blessed with everything that you possess and everything that you have on a personal level. The only thing I wanted to talk for Aries is that while Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer, it makes a square to Saturn and Neptune in your 1st house. So this is going to be felt for everybody, but for you, Aries, especially, because it's in your sign. Saturn and Neptune just move into Aries. So that's going to be for about 1 month. We're going to feel like this sort of tension between the old and the new, basically. So you're going to feel this need for growth in your personal life, as we discussed before. And that will create some pressure and tension. And maybe you will need to be letting go of an old identity or an old way of identifying yourself. So maybe, for example, you used to say, I don't know, I'm an entrepreneur, but now you're like, oh, I'm just a mother or a father, like you're going to identify yourself very differently. I feel like a lot of Aries need to let go of the past because these are very karmic planets, especially Saturn and Neptune together. And letting go also of the need to feel like you're always in survival mode, in fight or flight mode. So you're going to have to let go of that so you can expand a lot more and relax at home and feel secure. So there's this idea of letting go of feeling like you're always in danger in order to really enjoy your personal life. And you're going to be learning throughout this month how to feel relaxed, which can be something new for Aries, and how to feel more security. So that's what I have for Aries. And then let's look at the cards, shall we?
Okay, so what do we have for Aries for June? So your card is Strength. So I think that you're going to realize a lot of your resistance to change is about fears. And you're going to see that you have to, I think that if you watch the intro, if you didn't, by the way, go back and watch it. It's really good and worth it. We talked about how this month is about essence and going to your authenticity. And I think for you guys, Aries, you're going to have a you have this front of being always in movement, always in action, always maybe even the one that is fighting the battles for everybody, or that is the pioneer, this archetype of Aries. And you may struggle to slow down, settle, and to show up another side of you. And I think that in this month, it is about how to rediscover the Strength card, that is all about not just being forceful or super strong, but it's about inner strength, transformation, accepting that sometimes our real strength comes from our sweetness, our vulnerability, our authenticity, and not necessarily how we push through things. So I think you're going to discover a lot about yourself this month, and you're going to have to get on top of your fears, and you're going to have to be conscious of this difference between how you internally feel and what you want to show up as in the world, because that image is changing so much that you will have to let go of a part that was a protection for you. But overall, this is extremely positive.
Wow, that aligns so much with the astrology. So letting go of a defense mechanism, so to say, so that you can really let go and feel secure. I love that for Aries. All right, so now we're going to be looking at our next one. So for Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, let's first talk about Jupiter, which is going to enter the sign of Cancer for everybody for about a year. And for you, Taurus, it's going to activate your third house. So Jupiter will transit your third house of communication, friends, writing, speaking, projects, plans, social media. All of that stuff, and your mental processes also is your third house. So Jupiter will bring a lot of expansion there. So that means for you, Taurus, you will see a lot of expansion of your knowledge during the next year, starting in June. So I see a lot of Tauruses taking new courses or even starting to teach. So it could be either more on starting a new learning process, or also it could be that if you've done that before, depending on where you are in your own evolution process, but it could also be that what you've learned before, you decide to become a teacher, become a knowledge specialist sort of figure of what you've learned before. And on a more social aspect of this aspect, I feel like a lot of Tauruses will be making new friends because it's also the house of friends. And I feel like a lot of Tauruses are going to meet people that have similar interests, especially with spirituality. And if you're watching that channel, I'm guessing a lot of you have spiritual interests, or even philosophical interests. So I feel like you're going to be able to have like very deep conversation with either the friends that you already have or new friends, because Jupiter will bring expansion there. So you're going to feel like you meet a lot more of your soul tribe, so to say, with that Jupiter entering there. Also, which is very fun for Tauruses, Jupiter brings movement. It brings this let's say, want to travel the world, and the third house loves to move also. So you could be traveling during the next year a lot more than usual. So either short or long distance, or maybe both. So I feel like you're going to want to change the energy. You're going to want to discover new things, to have a lot of movement in your life, a lot of discovery. You're going to feel like this optimism to learn new things, to meet with new people, to open your perspective, your horizons. You're going to feel a lot more curious and a lot more social, which is great. And I feel like Jupiter is such like a positive planet for everybody, but in the third house, I feel like it's going to bring you rewards, especially from your wisdom and what you have been learning in the past. And yes, overall, you're going to have more positive thoughts. You're going to be feeling a lot more optimistic and even more confident in your communication abilities, because the third house is also about writing, speaking, this whole idea of communicating, and maybe more publicly too. So you're going to feel more confident in your abilities to get a message across. And when Jupiter enters the sign of Cancer for about a month, so for the whole month of June, there's going to be a tension with Saturn and Neptune that are in your 12th house. So, and when we said in the intro that the universe is going to be testing a little bit of your integrity and your direction. So this is where this tension comes in. So you're going to feel this need for growth and expansion, especially through your mental realm, because you're going to want to expand. You're going to want to learn new things. So that will create pressure and tension, especially with what you think you knew from the past, because the 12th house is all about your past karma, your karmic partners. So that will create this sort of pressure between the old and the new. What are we keeping from the past? What are we changing? And you will need to let go of the old ways. Of a lot about the past is going to be under the microscope for you to discern if it's worthy of staying in your life, or to let go of. And any limiting belief, it's time to go, especially because you have like so much emphasis on the third house, which is all about the way you think, the way you visualize, the way you talk to yourself. And a lot of like the more negative ways of talking to yourself, or imagining the future, or being anxious about the future, this is the time to let it go. And you're going to have the opportunity to let go of a lot of the past to make room for positive new experiences. And especially if you are willing to let go of what no longer resonates. So that will be very, very positive for you if you're willing to open yourself up to newness. Also, old spiritual ideals may also fall, and you're going to be guided to keep an open mind and remain a student of life. And I feel like this is a big part of that transit for you, Tauruses. Although some of you may think that you've learned already all that you needed to learn, this transit is here to say, no, 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 you have so much more to learn and to discover. So you're going to have like this spirit of discovering the world again, and having a fresh and open mind about it. Just watch out for details and fine prints, especially in legal documents, important documents. And I would also advise any Taurus to make a list and not to forget anything, especially when you have an important event or an important travel or meeting, because Jupiter in the third house is not at its best house. Jupiter doesn't really love details, but the third house can be about documents and details. So just watch out for that. And okay, Sophie, let's look at the cards for the month of June for Tauruses, shall we?
Okay, let's see what we have. So we have believe. That talks really much about the ninth house. We were talking about how they were going to be more positive. And I feel that this is also learning about astrology for some of you. It can be starting to learn about it or becoming a teacher, like you were saying. I really think that this is going to expand a lot of your vision on the universe. It could also be connection with your guides, connection with source itself. Your inner world is going to expand a lot through dreams, through channeling, through message connection with the divine. And I think that this is going to be a very powerful month to have a new dream, to start to have this kind of a new, either a career path that you want to take because you see that you are good at something, or you have a passion for something, or that you are creating a new vision in your mind, you're starting a new dream. I feel like this is such a powerful month to plant a seed, to start something that is related to having faith and having this guidance for your future. I feel like this is a month for Tauruses where it's going to be very divinely guided, because you're such in tune with the universe for during this month.
Wow, beautiful message. So a very Jupiterian card for Tauruses, believe.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it's for you guys, it's all about like the way you have like those thoughts, like maybe having more hope, more positivity surroundings, like how you think about the future. And that's going to make a big, big, big difference for you guys. Thank you, Sophie. And our next sign is going to be Gemini. So for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And first of all, for all the beautiful Gemini celebrating their solar return during the month of June, we would like to wish you a very, very happy birthday and solar return if your sun is in Gemini, of course. So let's start by talking about Jupiter entering the sign of Cancer. So for you, Gemini, it's going to be in your second house. So Jupiter will transit your house of finances, of resources, of value for the next year. So that's very, very exciting, very positive, because Jupiter is a planet of blessings, of abundance. And the second house is all about material security. It's all about money, resources. So I'm very excited to tell you, Geminis, that it will be a year full of expansion of your resources, finances, and it goes hand in hand also with your self-worth, because it's also the house of self-worth. So both, if you work on one, you need to work on the other, right? Like if you want to expand, let's say your revenues, for instance, that you will need also to expand working on yourself to gain more self-esteem, self-value, and give yourself some more love. But if we look at the more financial side of things, it's a year to reap the rewards of making smart financial decisions and also diversifying your investments, because Jupiter likes to have a little bit of everything. It likes multiple revenue streams. So that will be a good strategy for you. And also learning about financial strategies, financial intelligence, because that will likely pay off for the future, Gemini, if you do invest your time into becoming more financially smart. Also, you could be investing in a home starting in June for the next year while Jupiter is transiting your second house. So investing in your home or even buying new property. So that can also be a transit for making like a big investment into something that really matters to you. And because it's in Cancer, the sign of home, it could very well be investing in a new place or investing in the home that you already have. Also, as I said before, a second house is also the house of self-worth. So you will be tuning into more self-love. So anything you can do to make you feel that you can send yourself some more love, it's going to be paying off. So do make sure you invest in yourself also. And that with Jupiter, it can also be spiritually through spiritual practices, through, let's say, making a spiritual retreat, for example. Anything spiritual, anything you feel like is aligned with your soul is going to be very, very favored. Also, if you know what you can bring to the table, to the collective, that will help you become even more abundant and self-confident. And also, it's the time to specialize yourself in something that will make you more confident. So if you do have like something you're good at, it's the time to really invest your time, your energy into becoming more of a specialist of that. And that will make you more wealthy in the end. So last thing I wanted to talk about is that during the month of June, so for about a month, while Jupiter steps into the sign of Cancer, it would also square with Saturn and Jupiter that are already in your 11th house. So we're going to feel like a little bit of tension. The universe is going to test our sense of integrity, our authenticity. Like the universe is going to want to make sure that you, let's say, decide for the best path possible for yourself, but that's going to be felt with a little bit of tension. So the need for growth that you're going to feel in your material security area will create some pressure and some tension, and you're going to potentially also change your long-term plans. So I feel like a lot of Gemini had this idea of like what their future looked at, and they're, let's say, for example, they're going to be like, oh, I wanted to work until I'm 65, and then I would start traveling after 65. And now, like, maybe you're gonna probably you're gonna change those plans because you're gonna value even more the present moment, and you're gonna make smarter decisions for the future, and you're probably gonna diversify like the way you want to invest your time, your energy. The second house is not just about money; it's about how you do want to invest your time, your energy. And we know that the most valuable currency that you'll ever own in this lifetime is your time, right? And your energy, because it's the same to me. So you're going to have to make important decisions, and that will create maybe a little bit of friction and tension about those change in long-term plans. Some Gemini also may choose to retire or make retirement plans. And even if you're not around that age, you might start thinking about like, what does retirement look like for you, even though you might be a lot younger. And I feel like it's going to lead for a lot of Geminis to budget, to make a different budget, to think about financial strategies for the future. Let's say, for example, you're having a child and that changes like your whole timeline plan and the way you wanted to invest your money. So you're going to need to figure it out and change your strategies, and maybe even family financial strategies. So I feel like a lot of Geminis are going to let go of some social media accounts, maybe some social groups, and even some friends that might clash with your new direction because it's part of your 11th house. So maybe you're going to have to surround yourself with people that feel more aligned with that new direction. So, Sophie, let's look at the cards for our beautiful Gemini for the month of June.
Yes, and I feel like they're going to maybe crave more support for their new self, their new path.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, what's the card for Geminis? We have fulfillment.
Ooh.
Yes. I really feel like you're going to change the direction because you're going to, like Julie said, you're going to value, and this is such a Taurus card, second house, I should say. You're going to want it all. You're going to want to embrace a lot of new discovery. You're going to just want it all in this starting this month. You're going to see that I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to wait for the weekend, or I don't want to have to wait for the vacation in the summer. There's something about how can I introduce more of what I like in my day-to-day? How can I enjoy life right now even more? So that could be small things first. That could be changing your diet. That could be going for discovering your own city. Sometimes when we are living in the same city for so long, we're not the best at discovering it. So there is things like this, or new books or new courses, that you're going to start looking into small or big ways of bringing you fulfillment, new levels of joy and fulfillment in your life. So I think that this is really positive because it's an appetite for life, basically, that you're discovering. And that could be that you're going to realize that you were starving for good things in your life. And sometimes when we are always exhausted, it's hard to to think about how can I do more because we are exhausted. But sometimes the exhaustion is not because we're not doing too much. It's because we're not doing enough at what is recharging us. And this is something that you're going to, I think, review in your life and make sure that you are respecting what you really want and that you're bringing more joy overall in your life.
Wow, I feel like tarot and astrology align so much, and especially for Geminis. Wow, this is such a powerful message. Please go back and rewatch if you don't remember everything, because I feel like it's such a powerful message. Again, if you are celebrating your birthday, a very, very happy solar return to all of you Geminis. We love you, and this is such like a beautiful energy for you. I'm excited. And let us know, of course, down below how you feel about if that resonates and how you feel about June. All right, let's go to our next sign, who will also be celebrating their birthday if you have your sun in the sign of Cancer. So if you do, a very, very happy solar return to all of you beautiful Cancers. I feel like this is going to be such a month of blessings like you've never seen before. Jupiter enters your sign. Wow. So that's exciting. So of course, this is for sun, moon, or rising, but I just wanted to mention in case your sun is in the sign of Cancer. So let's start by talking about Jupiter entering your sign. So if you are a Cancer rising, that'll be in your first house. Wow, wow, wow. So you are the luckiest sign of the month of June. And Jupiter will be transiting into your sign for about a year. So you're going to have a full year of expansion, of feeling lucky, of feeling like life is suddenly aligning and you feel like more in the flow. You feel like you have all the help that you need, like you're receiving blessings, help from others. Your guides are helping you even more. And even expansion in all aspects of your life. So you are definitely the luckiest sign. And Jupiter brings like its most beautiful qualities in your sign because it is exalted in the sign of Cancer. And that correlates with your season. So that's just beautiful. So I'd like you Cancers to really think about what you'd like to manifest, because it's like the universe is handing you a carte blanche of like basically endless possibilities of what you are able to manifest at this time. So where do you want to expand your life? What do you want to manifest in terms of let's say spirituality, material blessings? But of course, with Jupiter, it needs to be really, really in line with your sense of authenticity. So that's really important. It's not just, let's say, I'd like a red car, a red sports car, because it looks good for other people. It's going to be something that you yourself feel very, very aligned with. So do make sure that you're hoping for something that is aligned with your soul. Also, we can see a lot of expansion of consciousness, especially for you Cancers. I feel like you're going to be seeing so many more facets of yourself that you didn't discover before. And you're going to be like, wow, like I didn't know that about myself. And you're going to be able to transcend a lot of the past stuff easily at this time. Other than that, I feel like, so it's very powerful on a spiritual level. But other than that, also, I feel like Jupiter is the planet of higher learning, of specializing into something, becoming an expert. So I feel like a lot of Cancers have the opportunity to really dive deeper into what they feel passionate about and to have this possibility to become an expert of something. So you can be focused on higher learning, on specialization, and some will even be teaching something new or embarking on a new learning journey. So if you always had a passion for something, let's say astrology, now is really the time to take it to another level, Cancers, because Jupiter will bring such blessings of like opening you to new horizons that you didn't even think were possible, new possibilities. You're going to feel lucky. You're going to feel like every single element of your life is aligning with the universe. So that's going to be very, very positive. A lot of Cancers will, I feel, become mentors for other people because Jupiter is a planet of coaching, of becoming a mentor, a teacher. And your manifestation is just going to be off the charts. Okay, so lucky, lucky, lucky. So ask your guides for help. Don't be shy, they're here to help. I feel like also you're going to become more optimistic, so that's great. You're going to have more faith, so it's a good year also to really work on having faith in the universe, on having positive thoughts, more hopeful thoughts, not, let's say, always hoping or thinking that the future will bring challenges and issues. So try to shift that thinking, and I feel like Jupiter will help you a lot. And I feel like a lot of Cancer are going to start a brand new spiritual journey that will be so profound that it will change you forever. And a lot of Cancer also are going to begin a new chapter of their life mission. So that's another very important element, especially if you feel like you're being called to become a spiritual leader or to share your wisdom in any kind of way possible. So that's the time to do so, starting in June. So just want to touch briefly on the fact that while Jupiter enters Cancer, it will square Saturn and Neptune in your 10th house. So that's going to be making a little bit of tension. And for you Cancers, you're going to feel like this need for growth in your career, in your life mission, will create some pressure and tension, because you're going to have to change your identity, basically. So you will no longer identify yourself with past roles, maybe with past careers, and you're going to have this opportunity to start fresh. So the universe is like presenting this like newness on a silver platter. But of course, it's going for you to feel a bit uncomfortable at first. A lot of you will become spiritual leaders or sharers of your wisdom. And a lot of you will start reaping the rewards of your past actions in the world. And also some will end careers and will change careers orientation and begin maybe a new quest for what is going to be more fulfilling to your soul. So I feel like that's like one of the main elements that you need to remember. What is going to be fulfilling for your soul is what you need to take on during the month of June. So Sophie, can we look at the cards, please, for Cancers?
Yes, let's see. Your card is compassion. I think that during this month, there is going to be a lot of breaking free of old things and breakthroughs on what you want, what you need, who you are, what you came here to do. And through it all, you need to have self-compassion. It's really mainly self-compassion for this month for Cancers. I'm seeing this as an ending of a big chapter, and even the number on this card is a number 12. And for me, the 12 is the Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. We have 12 months in a year, so this is like an ending of a huge cycle in your life and a beginning of another one. So as you are learning, you may discover that you have taken a huge detour in your life, for example, or you may have a new perspective of your capacities. Maybe you're going to discover that you could have done it all along, but you did not believe enough in yourself. So all of those things are going to be something that can resurface, and you're going to have to face those revelations, those old pattern leaving with a lot of self-compassion, because the new you needs to be needed those detour to be where you are right now. So wherever you stand in your life right now, wherever you start this new chapter of your life, you need to have this compassion of, I did my best, and let's just start from day one now to have this new reality. A lot of you can also have to face fears, because this is a strength image. So if you do tarot, you know that this is very similar than the card of the strength of the major arcanas. So a lot of you are going to transform old trauma, old fears into something you're going to be able to either help others with. So maybe you had a fear, you learn how to go through it, and you're going to help others face similar fears with your tools that you have developed. Or you could do a lot of creativity, arts, music, things that are transforming from this place of what needed to be changed, what needed to be worked through. So overall, a lot of leveling up, a new identity, and a newfound strength, and a completely new chapter for your soul.
Wow, I feel like Cancers are going to be so excited for the month of June and the year to come. So very happy for you guys. I feel like, again, the astrology and the tarot are so in line. Please do make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let us know down below if you resonate with that reading, beautiful Cancers. And again, a very happy solar return to all of you celebrating their birthday during the month of June. Next, we're going to talk about Leos. So for Leo, sun, moon, or rising, let's see what the month of June holds for you. So first of all, we're going to talk about Jupiter entering Cancer, and that's a huge blessings to all of us. And for you, Leos, it's going to transit your house, the 12th house, I mean. So the 12th house is going to feel very, very spiritual. So I feel like Leos are going to become almost hermits. I don't know if I want to say that, but I feel like you're going to have maybe it's going to be more secretive, or you're going to have a very spiritual phase of your life for the next year. So Jupiter is going to transit your 12th house for the next year, starting in June. So lots of Leos are going to become much more in tune with their higher self, with their spirituality, a lot more interested into the unseen world, maybe more meditation, yoga, mediumship, past life regression, divination of all sorts, tarot, astrology. So I feel like Leos are going to become a lot more attuned to their psychic senses, to their intuition. Throughout this next year, starting in June, you're going to learn how to tap even more into your intuition. And I feel like in the end, you're going to learn how to use your intuition and your gut feeling in order to make practical decisions. It's going to be a month and a year full of prophetic dreams. So I would advise, highly advise, to have a dream journal next to your bed, because I feel like you're going to have lots of golden nuggets there in your dreams, messages that are going to be coming through while you sleep. Another thing, I feel like Leos are going to tap into their wisdom from past lives. So I feel like a lot of what you've been developing in past lives, such as, like, let's say you were a high priestess in a past life, this, in every talent that you've developed, I feel like they're going to be coming back into your awareness from this life. So you're going to have the ability to really gain a lot more of your psychic gifts, of your abilities, in a very strong and quick timeline. So the next year is going to be full of like revelations and expansion of those psychic gifts. And then you can have also visions and even memories from your ancestral lineage, and getting even more messages from your ancestors. So do connect with your guides, with your family members that are deceased, even ancestors, maybe if you even didn't know them. So those have like very potent messages for you around that time. And I feel like Leos are going to be even more connected to Mother Earth, and you're going to know how intuitively to move through the cycles in tune with the Mother Earth, with the seasons, with the changes, with the astrology transits. So you're going to feel like even more in tune and even more connected to all the big transits in life. So one thing that I could advise for Leos starting in June for the next year is spiritual retreats, traveling to faraway places near water. This is going to be recharging you so much, even islands. And traveling also in order to connect, activate your DNA through, let's say, specific vortices of energy. So I feel like a lot of you are going to have a hermit phase, and I'm curious to know what you think about that, Leos, because this is not necessarily associated with your energy, but that could be like some secretive part of you, and you're going to be very driven to learn about spiritual stuff and becoming a wealth of knowledge behind closed doors. So last thing I wanted to talk about, while Jupiter enters the sign of Cancer, it will make a square for about a month. So the whole month of June, less or more, is going to feel this tension with Saturn and Neptune in your 9th house. So for Leos, it's all about, it's going to be like a huge revelation about like changing how you viewed the world previously. So your perspective of many things of your life even will likely change during the month of June. So you're going to be challenged by the universe to have a lot more integrity, authenticity, to be true to your soul, be true to your life mission, to your direction. So that will also, let's say, activate a lot of change in your life. And also, I feel like the way you're going to connect with your spirituality will also likely change. You will need to upgrade a lot of your beliefs and change, especially limiting ones. You're going to have this potential to really look at what you've believed was true about yourself and your identity and really change that. So this will be like a very intense but positive spiritual, let's say, activation through the month of June for you. And I feel like a lot of Leos, maybe in the past, you followed some kind of mainstream spiritual trend, but now like you have this month of being able to look at it from a further distance and question everything and have maybe your own approach to spirituality, to your own beliefs, and your own way to go about it without following any trend. So this is what I'm getting. Let me know if that resonates, and we're going to go with your tarot reading. So let's look at Leos for the month of June.
Okay, and let us know if you're traveling also with this.
Yeah.
That could be very interesting to see where you're feeling called.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we have transformation with a huge butterfly.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and we have lots of, this is a lot of signs from the universe. I don't remember how they're called, but this is a lot
Firefly? No, Firefly.
of Dragonfly.
Dragonfly. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, this is a lot of messages from the universe are going to guide you, I think, to transform yourself and to expand your wings, to just see the beauty of your soul and to basically go, like Julie said, to where you're feeling called to go in order to transform. So it is going to all be about, and she's alone, right? So it's going to be all about your own soul discovery of where you are in your journey, where you want to go, but to also be more free, because we have such the emphasis on the wings. I think it talks about how you want to be free. You want to have this freedom, you said, in the spirituality, but also the travel and also with your life. So some of you may want to become more of a consultant or work for your own company. Some of you may want to have more time at home instead of big offices when it comes to career. I think there is a lot of transformation that is happening when you are in silence. And with this, if you're not pausing, if you are always in big cities, if you are always with the stress and the to-do list, you may miss on a lot of what is essential on your journey right now, because those flowers are also there to say that you are going to bloom, you're going to open up, and you're going to see tons of capacities that you didn't know you had, tons of tools that you now have. You're going to see that there is this opening of a new world of possibilities that your soul was not able to reach before. So that it might be about what your skills were from past life. It may be what you have worked on during this life that is now to a level where you're able to have new ways, new possibilities, new approach. But whatever it is, you seem to have a very sacred mind where it's starting now, where you're going to have your own path, and it needs to be about freedom. It needs to be about freedom.
I love that. And Jupiter is a planet of freedom too, so that makes a lot of sense. Wow, Leos, I'm so happy to be a Leo rising right now. I love this reading, and I feel like it's going to be a month of beautiful, profound, but positive also transformation, inner transformation, shall I say. Let us know if you resonate down below, and do make sure you hit the like. That really helps us into creating some more content like this one. And then we're going to talk about Virgo. So for Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, beautiful Virgos, let's start talking about Jupiter that will enter the sign of Cancer on the 9th of June. So for Virgos, it means that Jupiter will transit your 11th house for about a year. Wow, lucky Virgos. Yeah, lucky Virgos is all I have to say, because Jupiter has its planetary joy in the 11th house. So it means it loves to transit the 11th house. It bring its best blessings in the 11th house. And plus, it's in the sign of Cancer and it's exalted in the sign of Cancer. So you couldn't have chosen like a better time to be alive, to be witnessing all those beautiful blessings. So I'm seeing Sophie smiling, so that's great.
Yeah, I like it so far.
I like it. Yeah, you're gonna like the whole thing. Listen carefully. So, and I can't wait to see what the cards have to say too, because I'm excited. So the 11th house is all about your big dreams. So I feel like Jupiter is gonna bring a lot of expansion there to your dreams and make you, let's say the universe is going to help you realize a lot of those dreams during the next year. And even it's going to bring such good blessings that let's say maybe you've thought about, oh, I'd like this to happen to me, but maybe you thought that was impossible. But Jupiter is like, no, nothing's impossible. So like allow yourself to dream big, because that could very well happen this year. You're going to receive the blessings that you have been waiting for sure during that year. So if you do work with clients, with fans, with an audience of some kind, a community, you're going to see the expansion of that clientele, audience, social groups. But in a more general way, you're going to feel more popular during the next year, starting in June. So Jupiter brings expansion. It is a very social planet. It likes to connect. It likes to share a lot with other people. And the 11th house is a social house. And we say also in astrology that it is the house of gains, but the gains through the networks that you have. So it's a really good aspect of connectivity, and also to be reaping the rewards of those connections in a very spiritual and almost sense. So you're going to be also expanding your popularity, your friends, your social activities. So I feel like a lot of Virgos are going to feel a lot more social, a lot more out there in events, in connecting with like-minded people, your soul tribe, and even like connecting with like-minded souls that feel like family, because it's in the sign of Cancer. Also, it's a big year for success, for recognition, for financial abundance. And again, it's through your networks, through the people you know, through your contacts, through your audience. If you have social media, if you have social media presence, an audience, like I said, a community. So you're going to reach success through those people, because you are, let's say you are authentic to yourself, because you are making decisions that feel in line with your soul, with your life mission. And then you will reap the rewards of that authenticity and integrity. Also, if you are online, if you have an online presence, it's a beautiful time to be spreading your wisdom far and wide online and having a bigger international audience. Jupiter is a planet of international. And also the universe will find ways to realize your dreams. So just ask and let the universe surprise you. So the other thing I want to say is that although we have all this beautiful energy, Jupiter, while it enters the sign of Cancer, it makes a square to Saturn and Neptune. So we're going to feel a little bit of tension for about a month. So for about the month of June, while it enters your 11th house of beautiful blessings and big dreams. So Saturn and Neptune now sit in your 8th house of transformation. So you're going to feel like a need for growth in your, let's say, big life plans, in your goals, in your life mission. And that will create a little bit of pressure, tension, because the universe is really testing your integrity and your sense of authenticity. And that means making changes in your life. So you can also you will probably have to make changes in your financial strategies, because both 8th and the 11th house talk about finances. So the way you receive money, the way you collaborate with others, your networks. So you will likely need to make changes in those areas, and also in the way that you are allocating your money. So that will need to change, because those investments of money, of time, of resources need to back up your new dreams and your new direction where you feel most aligned with your soul. And also, lots of Virgos, you're going to need to rebalance this whole how much you give, how much you receive. So you need to find a healthy balance there. And the universe will kind of emphasize that. So really make sure that, especially during the month of June, you are finding a more, let's say, healthy balance through the give and take. It's really important. And I know a lot of Virgos are very generous people. They want to help everybody, and that's great. But do make sure you love yourself enough also to be able to receive. That's really important. So you are, Virgos, undergoing a big inner transformation process with Saturn and Neptune both in your 8th house. And it will likely also change the way you surround yourself, like who you surround yourself with, friends, even social media, social circles, certain events. So you're going to feel like you align with some of them even more, but maybe you're going to feel also the opposite, that you don't align so much with certain, let's say, topics, social groups, friends that you aligned with before. And a big one, especially in June, do listen to that advice. You're going to need to take care of financial stuff, because you have a lot of tension in the 8th house. And the 8th house is all about taxes. It's the money you owe. It's your debts. It's the people that owe you money too. So try to sort that out the best way you can in June, because after that, Jupiter is going to bring so many blessings in the 11th house, and you're going to be very much future oriented. So do make sure you take care of the present stuff, and you're tying up loose ends in the financial departments before you can make new gains with that Jupiter in the 11th house. Let's look at the cards, Sophie, shall we, for Virgos?
Such a beautiful month for Virgo. Okay, your card is, we have playfulness. So I think that this is a very innocent image also. So with this, I think that it talks about how Virgos, there is a need for having a lot of fun. And the way you're going to manifest is through thinking the best outcome is coming, thinking that what your dreams are, they are going to be realized this way. So I think that this playfulness is, Virgos, you said that we need to rebalance. Virgos is always about service and active service and working. And this balance needs to be recalibrate this month for Virgos on how much you give of any of your time, resources, attention, in your schedule and in your energy, so you are making enough space to receive also, not just from others, but making space to receive joy in your schedule, making time to have fun, making time to create, making time to dream, making time to be even just in nature and being spontaneous, which Virgos you probably struggle a lot with. But there is this sweetness that is coming in this month that asks you, what did you dream of when you were young? And are those still your dreams that maybe through years and years and years of harsh reality you forgot, or you pushed back thinking that they were not something you could ever do? Bring them back and ask yourself, is this something I still want to do, or do I have new dreams? Reconnect with that inner joy. And this playfulness is all about the inner child of bringing the fun and trying to not just be this adult, recalibrate to bring this playfulness of when you are playing and being spontaneous and dreaming. Because with this, like I said in the beginning, that's the best way you're going to manifest your dreams into reality. And because your brain is going to want to help you in what you are thinking. So if you're thinking, instead of stress, which Virgos are so good with, if you're thinking that the best outcome is going to happen. Universe is going to help you, and your body is all going to help you to get there. So a very, very good month if you remind yourself that it's okay to be your inner child a little bit more and to balance it with your adult.
Wow. I love that message for Virgos especially. And can you show the cards again?
Yes.
The card, yeah. So, and I talked about the 11th house, like how Virgos are going to feel more social and they are having like this little afternoon tea. And you're talking about playfulness, connecting with your inner child. So, wow, that's beautiful energies for Virgos. I'm so excited and very happy to be a Virgo sun right now. Let us know, Virgos, if that resonates, and do make sure you hit the like button if you do. Okay, so we're gonna go to our next one. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, let's start talking about Jupiter, Libra. So Jupiter will enter the sign of Cancer on the 9th of June and will stay there for about a year. So for you, Libras, it's going to be a very, very important transit because Jupiter will transit your 10th house of career, of professional life, of public status, of life mission even. So Jupiter will be there bringing expansion. So this is a big year for you that will start in June, where you're going to see lots of expansion there, big developments in your career and in your professional life. If you are still working, if not, you're going to see a lot more expansion of your role to the collective if it's more targeted towards a more life mission approach. I feel like a lot of Libras around June or the next months, because let's again remember that it's a 1 year transit, but a lot of Libras will be guided to become mentors, coaches, and I feel like you can also you yourself meet a mentor or a coach that will help you propel your own career. I feel like a lot of Libras could then be seen as a specialist in your field, or you're going to be more publicly known for your wisdom, for the information that you hold, for your specialty in life, in your professional department. So you're going to be known as a specialist in your field during that year. Some will start teaching because Jupiter is the planet of becoming a teacher, even coaching, mentoring other people. So that's going to be a big part of your life plan for sure. Also, I feel like lots of Libras will share more of their spirituality, of their faith, or of their beliefs publicly, because the 10th house is anything that we do on a more public level, how people perceive us. So I feel like people are going to see you as someone more either spiritual, religious, having more faith in the universe, or they're going to see that side of you even more during the next year. And I feel like what you've already learned before in the past, and now I feel like most of the Libras are going to be ready to share it on a more public platform, and sometimes even through your professional role. So a lot of wisdom sharing for you Libras. And while we have that beautiful transit happening for the next year, at the beginning of Jupiter entering the sign of Cancer, so for about 1 month, so the whole month of June, it will be squaring with Saturn and Neptune in your 7th house. So you're gonna be feeling this growing pains, this tension where, let's say, your life calls for more expansion, for a bigger role, professionally speaking, or life mission wise. But it clashes a little bit with some aspects of your life. And in your case, it will be your partnerships, your relationships, your collaboration. So you're going to feel a little bit of friction there. And some Libras will be guided to change their public identity, either work or personal, because also in ancient astrology, we said that the 10th house could represent your public status, or if you're married, if you're single, for instance, divorce. So those can be open to change on a more public sense, but also how you define yourself publicly as your professional role could change during that month or that time. And you can see, like, you could feel a little bit uncomfortable because you want to hold to that old image of yourself, but now the universe is guiding you towards expressing yourself or helping the collective in a brand new way. Some also Libras could feel a clash between their romantic life and their professional life, because both are going to be demanding at the same time, especially with Saturn in your 7th house. So Saturn is the energy of the partner. So the partner could be very demanding, or they could be very busy, or you can have more responsibility towards your partners, towards your clients even. And the 10th house is also going to want expansion. So you're going to feel like a clash where you need to be everywhere at the same time, sort of thing. And also someone will want to travel for work, because Jupiter will be in your 10th house. So you will be maybe asked to travel to different locations for work or for your professional role. And that may create some tension in your relationships, partnerships as well. And also with Saturn again in your 7th house, the partner could be more difficult, demanding, or busier, and that could clash a little bit with your need for freedom and your needs for expanding your life mission in your professional role. So Sophie, let's look at Libras for the month of June, shall we, with the cards?
Yes, let's see what we have. So your card is energy. Okay, so with this, oh, and a card of tarot fell. Oh, it's the 2 of Pentacle. Okay. Oh. So it's exactly what you were saying, Julie, I feel. So for those of you who read tarot, I see this card, the 2 of Pentacles, sometimes. It's the same movement of the arm, if you...
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes it is over expanding your energy. Sometimes it's doing too much. Trying to juggle between work and at home, like you said, partnership in the 7th house you mentioned. So I think that at first you're going to want to do it all. And you're going to realize that you need to prioritize your energy. You do need to prioritize what is taking your energy around you, what is distraction, and what is your priorities. And sometimes it's not to choose one or the other, but to say, this is what I can offer for each, and this is my limit. So it's not just to say, okay, well, I will just choose my partner instead of that job, or that job instead of my partner. Sometimes it's just, okay, well, I have that amount of energy, and realistically, if I don't want to overextend myself, if I don't want to go into something that's very unhealthy, I need to manage better juggling between one thing to another, because Pentacles for me, it's commitment, and we do have 2. So it could be, even for some of you, it could be 2 different partnerships that's going to be offered to you. It could be 2 jobs that you're going between. It could be being a parent or a grandparent and having wanting to invest in learning. It doesn't have to be just about job and partnership, but 2 major investment of your time and energy are going to be needed to being reviewed, and are going to put into the light how you respect your own energy, and how much demanding are you towards your own schedule and your own energy. And in this month, it's going to be really important that you prioritize yourself first, that you recharge, and that you review what is a distraction and what is really what you want to invest in.
Wow, beautiful. But again, like, go back and listen to the intro. I feel like it pertains especially to you guys, because choices about like integrity, about authenticity, about like what adventure do you want to live next? Thank you so much, Sophie. That was beautiful. Let us know if that resonates down below in the comments. And also do make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to talk about Scorpios up next. So Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. Let's start talking about Jupiter entering the sign of Cancer. So for Scorpios, it means that Jupiter will transit your 9th house for 1 full year. So this is such a beautiful energy, Scorpios. You're going to feel like you're gonna have a big relief, I feel, first of all, listening to this, because Jupiter feels at home in the 9th house, so it brings beautiful blessings. So you're gonna feel like you're at the right time, at the right place, receiving synchronicities, blessings, also asking your guides to help and receiving that help you asked for. So it's a year, because Jupiter will be there for a year, of big expansion, especially spiritual expansion. So I would definitely, if I were you, Scorpios, ask the universe for blessings, but not so much in a tangible way, but because in the ninth house, it's a lot more psychological, philosophical, spiritual. So ask for the universe to bring you like the consciousness, the awareness, the possibilities, the change, a positive shift in within yourself to be able to continue your self-growth. So I feel like this is probably the best thing you can ask for, because that's truly like the biggest blessing for your soul, right? So you will be able to access a lot more consciousness, even have more faith in the universe. And you're going to get like intuitive nudges of where you should go next to continue your self-growth journey. So you're going to get lots of synchronicities. So I feel like a lot of Scorpios are going to find an important teacher. So let's say a teacher figure in their life. So that can be registering to a new course. The ninth house is all about spirituality, tarot, astrology, anything that is of a spiritual nature. And I feel like you're going to connect with a teacher that will be very pivotal for your development. Some can also start teaching, because the ninth house is also about teaching. It's about higher knowledge. It's about specializing into something that really passionates you. And the other side of that Jupiter in the ninth house is traveling. So expanding again your consciousness. So you might be not necessarily through traveling, but I feel like a lot of Scorpios are going to be traveling, but it can also be through reading, through taking courses, to learning new things. So let's say your consciousness is this big right now, it's going to be this much more expanding after this year. So opening up your perspective and being like, oh, wow, like I didn't know this existed. This is so amazing, and seeing the world through brand new eyes. So I feel like this is going to be giving you like such a breath of fresh air, Scorpios. And I feel like Scorpios are going to have a much more optimistic view to life, which is going to help you feeling more inspired as well. So while Jupiter moves into the sign of Cancer at the very beginning, so throughout, I would say, the whole month of June, it will square the planets Saturn and Neptune in your 6th house. So we're going to feel this growing pains, this tension, because your mind, your soul wants to expand so much, but yet like you're still in the 3D, right? So you're going to feel like this tension a little bit. That's going to create some pressure, at least at the beginning of that transit. So you're going to feel like this need to feel free, to explore new horizons. But at the same time, as I said, we are still living in the 3D. So your day-to-day life may be a little bit constricting and not yet fully ready to adapt to that new need for freedom. So there will be changes that you're going to need to make in your work routine, in your daily habits, in your health, in the way that you do exercise. So everything that you do on a daily basis now needs to support that new expansion of consciousness, that new need for freedom. So you're going to be revisiting lots of things, and especially practical choices in your day-to-day life. So that could be, again, your work, also your health, your routine. So you're going to be revisiting what you do on a day-to-day basis to allow yourself more of that freedom, more traveling, maybe, if that's what you are wishing for, or more time to study what you are passionate about. So you're going to have to make more time in your routine. And you're going to have a better daily routine also with that Saturn there, wanting more discipline, more structure to fit everything that you would like to explore into your new life. So that will also will change, of course. So let's look at the cards for Scorpios for the month of June.
Okay, let's see what we have. So we have the light. So I really feel you're going to want to connect with a soul tribe. You're going to want to feel a sense of belonging. You're going to want to transform. I think it's yes, transforming, but it's also you're going to feel called to certain places, certain cultures, certain groups because of your your origins, maybe off-world, maybe from other countries of your past lives. I feel like you are going to connect with soulmates also very intensely. So maybe internationally, you're going to travel, or through people who are coming from your old life, or like I said, off-worlders more. But those threads, for me, this is the threads of the soulmates also. Romantic or not, you're going to see that there is a strong pull for Scorpios in this month and for the year, to reconnect and to find the people who they are linked with. So that could be mentors, that could be friends, that could be pets even, that could be romantic partners. I feel like there is a lot of joy that is coming for you that you may not had the chance of experiencing. So that may change a lot in your life, because new people means also new, yes, new cycle, new vision, but also it could bring new opportunities. If they are teaching you something, that could be new skills. You could change your career with that. And when it comes to health, it could be also that you're joining a new practice for your workout. It could be that you're joining a group where you're going to start to meet new people around your home. And overall, I feel like Scorpios are going to be more connected on a soul level and finding what is really for them and for their soul, and opening up a lot of opportunities. It is, I would say, really free will, meaning that if you choose to not do it, it is not going to knock at your door necessarily. You have to choose to get out there and to get out of your comfort zone and be willing to transform, to receive it. And the more you open up to new people, new places, new skills, the more travel, the more you are going to let those new people that are good for you come in with opportunities and downloads from the past life, and really help you to progress.
Ooh, yeah, this is very much Jupiter in the ninth house. Like, open yourself up to leave your comfort zone, basically, as you said. Wow, I love that for Scorpios. Let us know if that resonates down below in the comments, and do make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. And then we're going to go to Sagittarius, our next sign. So for Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising. Okay, guys, I think you're going to be excited about this one, because your planet Jupiter is changing sign, and it's changing into an exaltation place in the sign of Cancer. So of course it's going to be positive for everybody, but although it's your own planet, I feel like you're going to be feeling this shift even more, Saggies. Although it's moving into your 8th house. So 8th house is the house of transformation, of big shifts, psychological shifts. But I feel like you're going to be experiencing it more positively than maybe other signs. And Jupiter will be transiting your 8th house for a year. So it's going to be a year of a very positive transformation for you, Sagittarius. And it's in the sign of Cancer. So I feel like you guys are going to be finding more security. You're going to be able to expand and evolve into trusting others more. Maybe really turning the page from the past, the old traumas, the old wounds, and really be diving into more, let's say, positive part of your self growth and your journey. I feel like you're going to be transforming, but not just like looking at the deep, dark stuff with Jupiter in the 8th house. I feel like you're going to be letting that behind and healing that. And then you're going to be working through expanding and finding like all the beautiful that is to find in life and in yourself and in others. So more trust, more security, having more faith in the universe. So trust is a big word. So you're going to be learning how to trust the universe, others, yourself, and to find this inner security. So I feel like your nervous system is not going to be like as, let's say, insecure and active as before. You're going to be able to just be like, yeah, I know it's going to happen to me, and beautiful blessings are on their way. So the 8th house, the good thing about the 8th house is it's all about receiving. And Jupiter is a planet of blessings. So you're going to be receiving blessings from other people. So open up space and the trust in the universe to know that everything that you've put out there, like the beautiful stuff that you put out there for other people, it's coming back to you this year. In the forms of help, in the form of love, in the form of money, in the form of unexpected surprises from the universe, opportunities. This is all coming back to you. So it's the year to ask your guides for anything. Ask them for help. Ask the people around you whenever you need help. It's the house of receiving. So you're going to be receiving. So that's a beautiful thing about that. So a lot of unexpected blessings starting in June, Sagittarius, for a year could be happening to you. Also, unexpected sums of money could be coming your way. There's a high chance for a lot of Sagis to be receiving inheritances, or let's say big tax return. I don't know if it correlates with the tax return period in your country, but whatever. It's just the idea of sometimes you did not expect that sum of money to be coming your way, but here it is. So what you have given to others is finally coming back to you in some form. So maybe not just in the form of money, of course, but allow yourself to receive whatever blessing is coming your way. Although, so Jupiter is a planet of blessing, it's beautiful, but although we have this positive energy, when it enters the sign of Cancer, it makes a square for about a month. So I would say for the whole month of June, we're going to be feeling a little bit of tension with Saturn and Neptune. So Saturn and Neptune are in your 5th house, Sagittarius, and you're going to feel this big need for growth and inner transformation. And that will create a little bit of pressure and tension with the other spheres of your life. So I feel like Sagittarius, you're going to want more change than usual. So that will clash a little bit and you might feel a bit uncomfortable because you're not going to go for necessarily what you've done before or what feels secure, what feels like is in your comfort zone. So I feel like a lot of you will expand, and that's where the tension is rooted from. So change, and I feel like a lot of you are going to need to express themselves in a brand new way, either creatively or let's say the true expression of your soul. And you're going to want to do things to invest yourself in, let's say, hobbies or professional projects that fully resonates with your deep sense of authenticity. And like this idea of speaking your truth, of using your voice in a creative way, you're going to feel like some things from the past do not align anymore. You're going to have to surely cut things out, or projects or past endeavors that do not now feel aligned with your sense of integrity. And we know that Sagittarius and Jupiter both are fully about finding this sense of authenticity and integrity. And I feel like the month of June is going to be very, very pivotal for you guys in order to find back your voice, your creativity, your sense of like a real identity, your soul's purpose, right? So yeah, I don't know if I said that, but you're going to feel the need to express yourself creatively in different ways. You're probably going to need to make changes in your work, because the 5th house is also about if you do have a business or if you're creating any kind of project within your professional structure. This is the 5th house. And even your finances. So you're going to make changes, tweaks in order to align everything better to your sense of authenticity. And you have also this creative pressure because the universe is like, you need to bring something new into creation. 5th house, 8th house, the universe is pushing you to create something new. So that can be a business, that can be a new creative idea, that can be a new professional project. Some may need to find investors or allocate money differently, but you're going to have to really use your resources in a brand new way and make your creative identity the priority of your summer, but especially the month of June. So being true to yourself is going to be very, very important in Sagittarius, especially in June. Can we look at the cards, please, for our Sagittarius?
Is it too late to change signs? I would like to be a Sagittarius.
No, you can be whatever you want.
Okay. Let's see. We have the beautiful card of light.
Wow.
So finding your balance, having fun, being free. Do you see how much this card is just giving as energy of freedom, of discovering yourself, and I think that you're going to enjoy being by yourself a lot this month. I think that you're going to recharge by honoring your own needs a lot by being alone this month. And you're not going to feel lonely. You're going to feel like you are happy about it and that you're fulfilled. There may be also a small travel alone for some of you that is coming. Spending time outdoors is going to help you to connect also to a part of you that is in need of this light and this recharging from the energies of the universe. So being out there during the day, same as when you're watching the stars at night, there is something profound with being outdoor for you guys this month. And it's all about getting downloads through your body, through your skin. And it is all about recharging, like I said. So there is some kind of messages, progress in your thoughts, in what you really want and what you really need, in your vision for the future that is going to be done through being outside. Through the skin. Is there something with Aquarius for them? Because normally Aquarius is ruling, I think, the skin.
Not that I know of. Let me check, but no.
Okay. I don't know why I'm picking on that, because this is not a message that I receive a lot. But with this, it talks about how you're not going to want to have a lot of tension in your life. It's not going to be a month where you're going to want to have a lot of obstacles in your way. You're going to want to keep things, it says light. You're going to want to keep things light. You're going to want to keep things on a very simple level, not over explain, not having to dive into complex things. There is a freedom that is coming through just being yourself and not seeking validation from outside sources and not wanting to have a toxic relationship. So it may seem like it's obvious, but there's tons of people who still thrive, in a sense, like to be in those situations. And for you guys, it's not going to be a situation you're going to feel comfortable in at all. You're going to want the very healthy energy of seeking your own validation, your own happiness, and wanting to have uncomplicated relationships.
And about the Aquarius stuff, well, of course, Pluto's in Aquarius for everybody, but Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is in their 6th house. So you were talking about skin. Did you have like a specific message for Sagis about skin, or?
Well, I said download, and Uranus, I think it's download, correct?
Yeah. Well, also that can lead to possible changes. And you talked about a lot about that need of freedom, feeling free in the day-to-day life. So that's pretty much Uranus in the 6th.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. I love it, Sagis. Let us know if you resonate with that in the comments below. And do make sure you hit the like, and you can also share and subscribe. That really helps us into creating those videos for you guys. Next, we have Capricorn. So for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. First, wow, Capricorn, I think you're going to be very happy about this month because Jupiter is just about to transit your 7th house for a year. So that's a really positive transit, really positive. Jupiter brings blessings, expansion, and for you, Capricorn, it will be in your partnership and relationship sector. And of course, if you do work also with clients, that can also be the expansion of your clienteles, of your clientele, not plural. But basically, it's a year of blessings in your partnership sector, collaboration, clientele, if you do have one. A lot of you will likely meet some form of mentor or a partner that will help you elevate yourself in some kind of way, that will help you grow, that will help you get to the next level, whatever you're looking for to gain in the form of a mentor. Also, it's the perfect transit to get blessings from other people, from your connections, from your relationships, to really be able to grow in a very positive sense and expand your consciousness throughout your collaboration, your relationships, the people you meet, your friends, your partner, if you do have one too. And I want to say also, if you are single, it is the perfect alignment to meet a very serious partner. If you are a woman, it can also mean meeting your life partner, because Jupiter can represent the husband. So it is very, very positive, as you can see. I said also this expansion of your clientele. So if you do work with an audience, with clients, you can see like a definite expansion of that clientele. That's what happened to me when I had Jupiter transit my 7th house. It was like a big boom all of a sudden. And also, you guys are going to be feeling more optimistic when it comes to relationships and partnerships and collaboration. You're going to be let's say, more motivated to collaborate with other people. And that's going to bring that joy energy, that joyful energy, and that financial abundance as well. So collaborations for you for the next year, starting in June, partnerships, they bring blessings, they bring expansion. And I feel for Capricorn, you're going to see like the results of your good past karma come into play now in the form of the people you meet that will bring you certain, let's say, nuggets of beautiful things. And even past life partners could come back into your life to give you a gift of some kind. So that's very positive. And although that's all very fun and dandy, at the beginning of that transits, Jupiter will square Saturn and Neptune. So for about a month, we're going to feel like a little bit of tension with both, let's say, energies. And you have Saturn and Neptune in your 4th house of home and family. So you're going to feel like this tug of war between investing in your relationships, in your new collaboration and something new and exciting, and in your personal life. And although like you're going to feel like a need for growth in your relationship, in your social life, in your clientele, maybe you're going to feel more restricted at home with that Saturn and Neptune. Maybe you have more responsibilities at home and you're not able to invest as much energy as you'd like in your projects, in your collaboration, or with a new partner, for example. So you're going to feel a little bit limited, but it's going to be temporary, so don't worry. But you're going to feel a little bit limited when it comes to exploring those collaboration and partnerships for the month of June. But also it challenges you to make choices, right? In where you want to invest yourself, what really feels true to your soul, to you, what really feels fulfilling in terms of collaboration. Also, you might have many responsibilities at home that prevent you from fully investing yourself into a new relationship, a new collaboration, a new project with someone. And I forgot to say, but also that Jupiter in the 7th house is any kind of project that you're doing with someone can really pay off while Jupiter is there. So very, very pivotal and positive for you guys. So that clash would create a little bit of tension, but also the final purpose and the positive purpose of that is that you're going to make choices in order to invest where it really matters for you. So let's look at the cards for Capricorns for the month of June.
Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, okay. Tons of cards I want to speak. For Capricorn, thank you. We have miracles. So in the end, I think that, and we have this, it's very weird image because we do have this wave. So I think that there is a problem of how you see the current situation. I think that you may feel like you're still in some kind of a storm, and it may feel like you are in some type of storm during the first month at least. It may feel like you're even going a little bit down. It may feel like you're going into maybe chaos for a month or so. But in the end, you're extremely guided. Here we have angels guiding, and you are going to be coming out of this with the energy of miracle. So I think that some of you may be really busy, have a lot of things on your plate. And yes, it can be, like you said, about prioritizing what is really important for you. And it's also about how you trust in the divine, that you do what you prioritize and that it is enough, that it is leading you to the best place. Your job is to prioritize so you are not going crazy in that storm, but that you are also very aware of universe got your back. This energy of miracle, we have the number 34, so that makes 7, can bring you the perfect partner, the perfect mentor, the perfect teacher. And sometimes it's because you are in a place of either struggling a little bit or a place out of your comfort zone, or the word here that comes with this card is chaos, that this person is able to show up because you would do something that you would not normally do. And that can lead you to that new partnership, 7th house, that is for you. So as we are talking about chaos, I don't know if you hear, but Edmund is making chaos, so I apologize for that. Very positive. I feel extremely positive about this. I just think that some of you may not have the full picture of what is really going on. So keep your faith, keep your vision, and rest assured that what you're going through or may go through is all aligned with your best. Miracle is the card. So you're good.
Wow, I'm excited for Capricorns. And when I had Jupiter in my 7th house, I can tell you that was like the best year professionally for me. So, and personally also. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful blessings on the way for you guys. And do make sure you let us know down below if you resonate with that, if you claim this reading for yourself, and do make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And now let's talk about Aquarians. So for Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, let's talk about you guys. So for the month of June, on the 9th of June, we're going to have Jupiter change sign and move into the sign of Cancer, where it really likes to be. So it's going to bring beautiful blessings for everyone. And for you Aquarians, it means that Jupiter will transit your 6th house for the next year. So 6th house of work, of daily routine, of health. So it's a year basically of bringing more consciousness into your day-to-day life, also expanding, giving you a lot of opportunities, especially professionally speaking. I feel like a lot of you are going to have professional opportunities to have a different role, to have a mentorship role, or even to be teaching, coaching, helping other people, or to have yourself a mentor that is going to help you expand into like the next version of your life mission and your professional career. So of course we can see expansion of your work role, of your responsibilities as well, but usually it's going to be in a very inspiring way. It's not just like Saturn when it moves into the 6th house, it's like it brings you like heavy responsibilities, but Jupiter is more about like you're inspired by all of it because you feel like something is new, like, and finally you have like your time to shine. Also, yeah, as I said, some could start coaching, mentoring, teaching, and I feel like a lot of you are going to feel a need to be more independent or more free in your day-to-day life. So maybe you're going to go for some sort of freelancer or independent worker, counselor, whatever you want to call it. But maybe you're going to do it, your work, in a more independent way, because Jupiter loves freedom. It loves to do things when it wants to. So it allows you to feel more inspired on a daily basis because you're really into stepping into your desired role and into your authenticity. Also, yeah, and I wrote in my notes, very important to keep only what deeply resonates with you in your life, especially through that year transit. Also, I would highly advise to have a spiritual daily practice. It really is going to help you, guide you for the very best timeline for you. Jupiter through your 6th house is going to help you find more sense of purpose into your day-to-day life through very practical stuff that you're going to have to deal with, but you're going to feel very guided. So if you get a moment every day to tune into what your guides are advising you to do, you're going to feel that much more aligned and positive and optimist. Also, having a professional coach, a health coach, a life coach is going to be very positive, someone you resonate with, because also on a more 3D level, they can also help you guide yourself. If, let's say, if you don't meditate every day and connect with your guides, that can be a very good alternative as well. And you're going to be guided to change your habits and align your day-to-day habits with your highest possible path in life. And if you do have some health issues, you're going to be guided to understand more of the root cause of it, maybe the energetic cause, spiritual cause of it. And you have an opportunity to get more knowledgeable about it and to really leave that behind throughout that Jupiter in your 6th house. So while this is all very positive, Jupiter, when it first enters the sign of Cancer, will square with both Saturn and Neptune in your 3rd house. So for about a month, we're going to feel more tension than usual before we can fully benefit from that Jupiter in Cancer. So for the month of June, you're going to feel like this need for growth in your career, in your day-to-day life will create some pressure and some tension, and that will lead you into making some changes possibly. So I feel like for Aquarius is going to be interesting because although you're an air sign, so usually you're able to manage lots of different things and projects at the same time. With that Saturn in your 3rd house and it's clashing with that Jupiter, I feel like you're not going to want to no longer manage 100 things at the same time. I feel like you're going to go for more quality, what feels more meaningful for you. And it's really important that you lower your stress level, especially while Jupiter is transiting your 6th house. Try to use that transit into finding more purpose, trying to lower down your stress level, try to do only things that feel fulfilling to you. Try to ditch the things that bring you stress in your life as much as you can. So I feel like you're going to no longer manage like tons of projects that bring you like so much stress, and you're going to be able to discern what really feels empowering and fulfilling to your soul. So not so much quantity, but more quality and alignment for you guys. So you're going to be slowing down the pace, and I feel like it's going to feel very uncomfortable for you guys. And I know, and I have an Aquarius in mind that she's going to feel very uncomfortable with that. But in the end, it's going to bring more health, more alignment, more meaning into your life. So that also means changes in your work project, in your rhythm. So do make sure you respect yourself, you respect your own rhythm, and you don't, let's say, get driven by all of other people's expectation of what you should do and how fast you should be producing everything. So that's going to change your timeline, your deadlines. And I feel like if you do that, if you make those changes that are more in alignment with you and have more self-respect for your own rhythm, I feel like it's going to be very, very positive. Also, you can see some changes in colleagues, employees, because you're going to see like your day-to-day and your work vision is slowly going to change, especially while Jupiter transits your 6th house for 1 year. So let's look at the cards, shall we, for our Aquarians for the month of June.
Okay, let's see what we have. Your card is success.
Whoa.
So I think what you were saying, by changing how you do your work and how you prioritize and how you manage with your energy and everything, it's leading you to success. So it could be slowing down and reviewing how you're doing your work. It could also be that you're being offered a promotion and that you're going to have more responsibilities, things like that you have to deal with. Very important that you are going to respect the rhythm, your body, because you're going to have to find new ways of doing your job so you are not going to exhaust yourself. As you can see, there is something even behind this first portal. So we can see that this is just a first step, and you're supposed to have even another either promotion along the way, or you're supposed to get even higher. So in whatever you do, maybe it's your mission and you start with one offer and then you are going to learn something else along the way, or it's your job and you're going to grow into responsibility, or you're having a child in your day-to-day, you're going to have to take care of this child. along the way, there could be another one or another pet. So just know that this is a first step, and it's like a test to see, okay, let's give you more, because you're supposed to adjust so you are able to even take more in the future, not to exhaust you, but to work on how do you manage everything. And you're really good to find ways that are outside of the box, and you're really, really good to have a big vision on how things are done, because we can see that you are up and you're in the sky. So we can see that you are really good to have this vision overall. So that's why you are being chosen. It's because you are someone that doesn't seem to be really stressed. Maybe you are, but you don't seem to be. And I think that that's one of the quality that they are searching for, those people who are going to offer you that opportunity. They're going to search for a person that seems to be the head out of the water, and being able to have this bigger vision, and able to step by step change how it is being done. Overall, you're going to thrive, and you're going to build systems that are going to be used for the long run, but you're going to have to create them. And that could also be you're learning, let's say, Reiki, and you're learning pendulum, and you're going to blend the two. You're going to bring a new way of doing something that's going to last for a long time.
Wow, that's fascinating. And that seems like a very important month for our beautiful Aquarians. And they are so innovative and future oriented. So I'm very excited about you guys, where you're going to come up with to change our collective in a positive way. So let us know if you resonate with that reading. Let us know if you claim it down below, and do make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And then we're going to talk about our last one, our beautiful Pisces. So this is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Well, beautiful energy for you, Pisces. Jupiter will enter the sign of Cancer on June 9th, and it means that Jupiter will transit your 5th house for 1 year. So 5th house of creativity, children, joy, fun, hobbies, creative ideas, creative expression, romance even. So a beautiful, beautiful time for you guys, where you're going to be able to fully recharge in a year of also expanding your creativity, your creative ideas, your creative expansion. And we know that Pisces, usually you guys are very artistic, very inspired naturally. So this is going to bring a lot more of this inspiration, creativity coming out of you in many different forms. If you do have a business or some, let's say, professional idea, creative idea, creative project, you will be able to fully witness the expansion of that business or that creative project starting in June for the next year. So Jupiter will really help you to feel joyful, to feel inspired, to feel creative. And that's the perfect year to really invest yourself in that creative process. And even if it's not a creative project, Jupiter will bring like very innovative ideas for you. So just make sure you carve out time in your schedule to receive new ideas in any form. It can also be business ideas, where you're going to be very, very inspired. So throughout June and the next month, like the whole summer, I would say, it's really important that you stay in this idea of playfulness, joy, this frequency of love, joy, playfulness, connected to your inner child. Do things that really recharge your energy, because that will bring, and that's going to sound crazy, but that will bring financial abundance for you guys. Because as long as you can stay in that frequency, you're going to have very innovative ideas of what you can do and how you can bank on your talents. So you're going to be feeling very inspired to create new things. You can have new professional projects that inspire you. Again, feeling more joyful, generally speaking, more optimistic. And if you are single, you could very well meet a soulmate. And if you are a woman, Jupiter is usually connected to the planet of the husband. So you can meet someone that later turns into a husband. So that's really beautiful energy, again, for love and romance also. And if you are already with a partner, Jupiter will bring beautiful moments also, and reconnected with the joy and the love that you first found with that partner. If you are around that age and that's what you want, some could also have children. The fifth house is the house of birthing something into creation. So it could be a child. It could be also seeing that your family is getting bigger because it's in the sign of Cancer. So maybe your siblings or your family is getting bigger in some kind of way. It can also be pets. And if you already have children, you can really bank into that period from June until next year to be doing fun activities with your children, to connect again with your own inner child, travel, do fun stuff, fun activities. So it's really a year to relax, to get into that creative energy, and through fully enjoying what life has to offer, you're going to feel more abundant. So it really can give you also creative idea that can then become new revenue streams. And then, although it's very, very positive at the beginning of Jupiter entering Cancer, it will square. So make a tension aspect with Saturn and Neptune in your second house. So in June, and it will be felt for about a month. So you're going to feel like this growing pains of wanting to evolve, but yet like there are things in the 3D that do not follow exactly. So you're going to need to tweak some things. And especially you're going to feel this need for growth in your creativity, and that will create some pressure and tension. So the aspect that will be tense is more of the financial aspect, the aspect of resources. So also your time, your energy. So that will be more restricted because Saturn is there in your second house. And so while you may want to go crazy and travel around the world and get inspired, you will need to budget. Pisces, I hate to say that because Pisces usually have like beautiful ideas of expansion and you don't really care about like the material stuff, but you will need to care, okay? I'm here to tell you that you need to have a little bit of structure, especially during the month of June. Not be overly spending, because the danger of Jupiter, especially in a tough aspect with Saturn, is to not want to look at the reality and overspend and go crazy and take risks, especially financially, especially for going on vacation, leisure. But that's not yet the time to do it, because you're going to have to make choices. And you're going to need to take your financial responsibilities more seriously. I hate to tell you that, Pisces, you're not going to love this information, but it's not a time to take any financial risk or to gamble. So the second house, while it's also money, it's also your time, how you decide to invest your time and your energy. So really try to invest it where you feel inspired and where you feel like it could grow into something bigger, either like a business, a creative project that could pay off later in terms of professional ideas, in terms of path, in terms of life mission, creative project, all of that. So really make sure like you make the best choices that are in alignment with your sense of authenticity and your soul. Let's look at the card, shall we, for Pisces?
Let's see what we have for Pisces. We have the card of Truth. Okay, so I think that what is happening is that you're going to have, yes, a ton of project. Yes, you're going to have tons of also possibly because of that crystal ball. You're going to have a lot of breakthroughs on what you want to create, what you want to do, where you want to go. But the card that says Truth means that you need to plan more for the future. You mentioned the money. I feel it's also the schedule. I feel it's all that is like your resources, so your time and a schedule that will be telling on when you start working on this project, by when are you supposed to have done half of it, or etc. Because I feel like you are pretty much going to connect with the 5D in a very intense way, and you need that part of the 3D. You need that part of like on earth planning, resources, budget, scheduling, reality that is making those big reveal, big idea that are coming from the universe, being integrated to the reality in a tangible way. So I think that this is going to be easy if you accept that and you work with it. It's going to be less ideal if you don't, because you're going to forget good ideas. You're going to move on to other things without taking notes for your dreams, your meditation reveals, your ideas. And if you don't like have a journal, if you don't have a schedule, if you don't have something that is tangible with schedule and budget, I feel like you're going to lose a lot of a beautiful potential. So it is going to ask you to do something it's not natural for Pisces. It's not fun. That can even bring a lot of anxiety, but do it step by step. And if you are really not good with it, maybe just have someone paid to assist you in those if you can do that, because there is a lot of potential in what is coming true. So this is a short reading, but I think that it's really what is going to bring you a lot of financial opportunities, a lot of breakthroughs in your soul journey, a lot of potential in your year, and you cannot pass by those opportunities. You really have to make a strong foundation to make them being planted as a seed, so to reap the reward afterwards.
So basically, like, take care of the container, like the 3D container, for you to be, as you said, connected more with your creative side, with your intuition, spiritual side, like with the 5D. So you can have like this creative space and like to be enjoying life. So you need that container, that masculine container, to be in that feminine energy.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. And I hope it resonates. Let us know down below if you claim that reading, if you resonate with it, and do make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed those readings. We are sending you so much love. We are hoping you have the most wonderful month ever, the beautiful entry of Jupiter into the sign of Cancer for all of you. And we'll see you very soon. Bye, everybody.